Julia Gillard's continuing her relentless blitz of the country to promote the government's carbon price package, but it's not having the impact the government would like. The Prime Minister's popularity has plunged to record lows in the latest opinion polls. National Affairs correspondent Heather Ewart has been asking some of Australia's major advertising agencies about where Julia Gillard's going wrong.
What happens if I press a few buttons?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Prime Minister of Australia.
She's wearing out the shoe leather as promised, trying to sell the government's carbon tax. But is anyone listening? Or do they simply not like what they hear?
Want us to pass anything on?
The moment she's everywhere and anywhere, I think we've had enough. I think we just want to get on with the notion of seeing her run the country.
Clearly, more and more people are saying, this is the kind of person I'm not that interested in.
So I think we've got an issue about the messenger, not so much the message.
Soon after hitting the carbon tax campaign trail, Julia Gillard's popularity rating slumped to a record low this week. So what's she doing wrong, and can it be fixed? And are the TV ads launched last weekend the answer? We go to 3 major advertising agencies to see what they think.
We'll be looked after as we tackle this challenge together.
In the heart of Melbourne's CBD, creative staff at George Patterson, one of Australia's longest established ad agencies, ponder over Julia Gillard's performance and what they'd do if she ever sought their help.
This is a product that clearly people are walking away from. It's not selling, it's not moving off the shelf. People don't want to go near this product. The question for us is, how would you reinvent a product that's that unsuccessful right now?
If she just talked up to the Australian people, and treated them with respect and got rid of the motherhood thing and treated them, mollycoddling. Yeah, exactly. We're not a land of idiots.
We reframed the Prime Minister a little bit, not so much in ideology, but in presentation, more Thatcher-esque.
I think the tough love thing needs to come into play, absolutely. That's no doubt about that.
This group settles on Julia Gillard taking a tougher, more no-nonsense approach in the hope this may diffuse the focus on her falling popularity in a climate where popularity seems to be everything.
If you were flicking the television last night, you would have seen Julia Gillard, MasterChef, maybe Survivor, maybe The Biggest Loser. So she is definitely in a media environment where everything is instant and everything is reality TV, and we're used to voting off the most unpopular person every week.
You're through to the top 10. Kumar, are you kidding? I'm sorry, it's over.
I guess the government might be naive if they think that we're digesting their message in a different way to the way we're digesting MasterChef or Survivor.
Down the road at the Campaign Palace, an agency that's running government anti-smoking campaigns, the view is Julia Gillard would be better off taking a break from the carbon price package.
For many of us, there's just been a bit too much Julia. And I think it's really time to sort of back off a bit and start to concentrate on the economy. For me, I'd be presenting this tax as just step 1 in a staircase of addressing climate change. So basically put some water on it, slow it down a bit.
So there's time for Julia to build and grow with her response to an issue and let that evolve.
And lunching at an inner suburban pub, this group of advertising executives all agree.
I don't want spin. Tell me the truth. Show me leadership. I want someone I can follow. That's the real chance for Julia Gillard.
Across Australia, people like Reed are already working to create a clean energy future.
What none of them like is the government's $12 million ad campaign promoting a clean energy future, which, by the way, makes no mention of a carbon tax.
It's a defensive campaign already. You feel like it's an apologetic kind of campaign.
If I'm honest, I would suggest it's suffered the rigours of research. It looks as though it's been focus group tested to the nth degree.
And the money raised will go towards our clean energy future.
Clean energy futures. I mean,
what is that?
But that doesn't stop calls by some for the government to resort to more advertising. Just do it better.
Absolutely. If you look at all of these policies, the GST, I think, was sold with a very successful campaign about unchaining yourself or unchain my heart. And I think we had Joe Cocker singing and that sort of thing. Advertising is a very, very important way for the government to talk about unpopular things.
I don't think she needs a massive advertising campaign. I think she really needs to concentrate on execution. On her strategies across the board.
I think people want to say, what is the true Julia? What does she really believe in? What does she stand for? That needs to come through. It won't come through in an ad.
What could come through for her is a comedy series being filmed for the ABC on the Prime Minister and her partner, and starring renowned impersonator Amanda Bishop, though some advertisers are not so sure.
One could imagine the posture of a Kath and Kim kind of show, where it becomes, quite personal. And I think that's the last thing that Julia needs right now.
If I was the Labor Party right now, I would photograph her watching that series and laughing and get a good giggle out of it.
If Amanda Bishop, through a bit of satire, can show us a different side of the Prime Minister, that's probably going to be a terrific thing for a Prime Minister who's struggling a little bit with charisma. Yeah, I look forward to seeing that. I think that she might make an interesting Prime Minister. She might get some votes.
In the meantime, the real thing looks likely to scale back her whirlwind tour of the nation very soon.
Heather Hewitt reporting.